Because the equipment's better, Jerry.
Better.
Gear is better.
The gear is better. You don't need a back surgeon after 3 hours on a snowmobile now, which you did years ago.
Yeah.
When I first started snowmobiling, you couldn't go 5 miles without changing a spark plug.
Oh,
now
wow.
you change them once a year.
Yeah.
Now, Terry, Jerry.
Come on.
I think it's when I first met you, I kept calling you Terry.
Yeah.
So, Jerry, is this a family business, or how long has this you've been around? 23 years, we know, but I mean, what's the history?
My wife doesn't work anymore. Let's put it that way. Oh. So I am the chief cook and bottle washer.
Are you from Gaylord?
No, I'm from Lewiston.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I
a
drive
suburb of Gaylord.
Yeah. Drive 25 miles every day.
We're all laughing at that one.
You like that one. So you've been to Tallies a few times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's a big snowmobile hub, right?
Yeah, absolutely is. I went to school with Bird.
Bird? He's a character.
Yeah, he is. Great guy. Great guy.
One of the most famous citizens of Montmorency County.
Yeah.
According to one of the publications.
Live, yeah.
I was like, wow, okay.
That's hilarious. Well, that is one thing that I really enjoy, and you don't have to be a snowmobiler to enjoy it, is stopping at the bars and restaurants that are frequented by snowmobilers, because in the winter they really come alive up here.
Oh, they do. And we've got numerous places along the trail. The greatest thing to me in riding a snowmobile around Gaylord is to ride up the Mackinac Bridge. The view of the ice underneath the bridge is breathtaking.
In the trail, the main trail goes from, we've talked about this before, is from Gaylord to Mackinac City, and there's some trails along that where you can take ways, but to ride on snowmobile from here, and you can go, as Jerry said, to the base of the Mackinac Bridge is pretty spectacular. To see the ice in the winter and to get pictures is really, really a cool thing.
This is our bike. This is our bike trail, isn't it? The same.
Yes, it is.
It is
Yes,
the same one. Yeah. Yep.
Well, I haven't made it quite to Mackinac City
No,
yet on the
we've
bikes,
not
but
that far,
on a
yeah.
snowmobile, I think I could do it, no problem.
That's a lot easier, yeah. No question about it.
Right. So, Jerry, where are some of your favorite trails besides Mackinac, up to Mackinac, that you like to do around here?
Probably riding to Lakes of the North. Lakes of the North is approximately 25 miles west of where we're sitting today, and for some reason they get a little bit more snow than we do out here, and that is a very popular destination. If you say Lakes of the North in metropolitan Detroit, people know exactly. They associate it with golfing in the summer and snowmobiling in the winter.
And they've got a great little restaurant out
do.
there. It's kind of, a lot of snowmobilers will take destination rides and say, hey, let's ride out to the Settings restaurant at Lakes of the North, or hey, let's ride up to the Breakers, and it kind of becomes a destination to stop and have a cup of coffee and a bowl of chili or something, and then you kind of pick your next destination. So it's just really fun, and it's a good. That's the time where you kind of can gather with people and kind of catch up on your ride.
Yeah, certainly is.
Warm up just a little bit, maybe.
Exactly.
But not that much.
Not that much. So last year when I went, we had so much fun. We went out on Otsego Lake. We're going like about 100 miles an hour, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's kicking up all this slush, and I'm getting more and more nervous because it's like 10 inches of slush. I'm like, oh, my God, we're going to go right through the middle of the lake. But the guys told me, don't worry about it, Amy. It's like 25 inches of ice out here. You're fine. If there's 10 inches of slush, you still got another 12
You didn't
inches.
go through because we told them the exact spot.
Did you really?
Thank you. He must have been off by
He was off his
a couple
game.
hundred. We're like, what the heck, man?
I came back.
We told you.
We
couldn't
told
shake
you. You just can't shake me. But is there a website for snowmobilers to get condition updates about the Gaylord area?
GaylordMichigan.net. Again, Amy, we go to our snowmobile page and we update our trail conditions daily, hourly. If they're grooming or we get fresh snow, we will update those.
That's perfect. If people want to come visit the Sled Shed, where should they go for more information about your store here in Gaylord, Jerry?
They can call us at 1-888-SLED-SHED or sledshed.net.
That's awesome. Well, I can't wait to come visit your store when I get ready to outfit myself for my new
Super.
snowmobile that Paulie B's going to buy me. I can't wait.
Yes, there you go.
All right, stay tuned to Behind the Mitten, because coming up a little bit later, we're going to do Beer of
the Week.
Hi, longtime owner of the Sled Shed, Jerry Beattie, welcoming you to Gaylord, Michigan. Come on out to the Sled Shed. We have everything that you need to ride a snowmobile, from a toddler helmet to a 5X for the big guys and everything in between. Thanks for listening to Behind the Mitten.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Beautiful.
Whoa.
The dulcet sounds of our next guest here on Behind the Mitten, Bob Wilson of the Otsego Club. Who knew? You have a beautiful voice.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
Thank you.
Well, we're happy to have you on Behind the Mitten. Bob, for people who don't know, 1, what is the Otsego Club? 2, why is everybody so excited that it's finally open to the public? And 3, what do you love about it?
Oh, the Otsego Club. Let's see. That's the stepchild that everybody loves to not like. But I promise you, you'll love it once you get there. It's Narnia. It's magical. It's a place no other place has. It's Gaylord's own reason why we have the whole motif of the Switzerland feel and everything like that. It started right there at the Otsego Club in 1939. The Otsego Club was always private. It started by McLouth Industry and the steel industry and all that. They started it actually north of us in Vanderbilt, Michigan. And they outgrew that, and they said, let's go somewhere else. So they brought themselves down here to Gaylord, and it has been a private club for families for over 78 years. And for the first time in over 78 years, we are open to the public. Lots of hills and runs and over 15 miles of cross-country trails. We're at the headwaters of the Sturgeon River Valley, so the Sturgeon River starts right on our property, and you ski through it, see it. It's amazing. There's a golf course overlooking it. You're in it. You're above it. It's just awesome. And what I love about it, it's home.
How long have you been there, Bob?
I've been there for 6 years now. I worked there for 3 years as a kid, and it was always home. And that's the best way to explain it. Somewhere you can go where you can vent to each other, but at the same time, you always have each other's back.
Sounds like a typical restaurant.
Bob, I stopped in there a couple of years ago just to check it out, and was really impressed with the history. You can see, when you walk in there, you get a sense that this place has gone through different, transformations, but always had kind of this feel of where maybe Detroiters escaped and got away, and did their skiing and had a little fun.
It actually holds a lot of great moments for many people in history, actually. Tim Allen being one of them. In the 90s, he was a member to the club. So it has a lot of memories, but also a lot of potential for change. And the change will be a historical change, too, because it's like it's part of the grounds of Gaylord. It's part of it's all there. It's in front of you. It's really amazing to come up to the Otsego Club just because it's very flat at first, and you just see like a classic golf course, and it's your typical country club course, and then you get to the main lodge, and then you have this magnificent 27-mile view that's overlooking a valley that is just impeccable. It's like, wow.
People are really blown away, and they come into Gaylord and say, hey, we're going to take you out to the Otsego Club, and you get to that main lodge, which is just spectacular, and you go to the big window, and people are just, it's jaw-dropping when you first go there. And they've got 29 runs there, 5 chair lifts, and as Bob said, it sits atop of the Sturgeon River Valley, the famed Sturgeon River, which is the fastest flowing river in the lower peninsula, starts right there, and there's areas where water literally comes out of the ground to start the Sturgeon River. But it's a very historical, and as someone who grew up in Gaylord too, it has just done so much for our area, and the fact that other people can experience is really, really a big deal, and we're so glad that it's viable and busy and doing well.
Definitely. And another little fun point of the main lodge of the Otsego Club is that back in 1939, when they were building the club, the members actually built the first portions of that club lodge and the river cabin. So it's once again a part of history, but it's a legacy that was left behind for all the family members to share for the future.
How did they all get together? Did they all worked at McLeod, you said, or was it the McLeod family that started?
And the Ford company,
Okay.
And so after that, it just became a branded membership, and they had members, and they just grew the membership. I think at one time the membership was actually up to 652 people or families. Mm-hmm. So that's a nice number and a good place to be. But as we all know, the economy changed and. We're not making our grandparents money anymore. So,
right.
So we have to be modern and we have to think outside the box to keep something preserved, but be able to keep a memory going as well.
Bob, I've heard stories that there was a train. People used to take a snow train from the Detroit area up to Gaylord, and then there'd be sometimes people would stay with local families, but they would take a snow train to go skiing at Otsego Club for the weekend or an extended weekend.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they don't have that train
can you
anymore.
bring that back? Doesn't
that sound? I know. Doesn't that sound like a blast?
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. A lot of people talk about that. Actually, we have members, actually pass holders now because we don't have members, but we have ex-members that are now current pass holders, but they told the stories of their grandparents and things coming up on these train rides, and it's just amazing to listen to the history and to see it. And we also have like log books in certain lodges throughout the Otsego Club that like date back to like the 40s and 50s, and it's really cool to see these stories in these books.
Oh, that's fascinating. So where did the Alpine Village feel come from? Was that one of the members just loved Switzerland, or
it started there? They built it with that theme just because the overlook and thing. They saw it and they said, "Oh my gosh, this is it."
It's like an Alpine Village, yeah.
And so they built that, and then after that, people from downtown Gaylord area, they came together that owned the businesses and things, and they started their own motif, and it created what we have today.
Kind of that lodge and that beam and stucco and a lot of wood and a lot of pointed roofs and that sort of thing, but a lot of that did start at the Otsego Club.
Now, don't you have a little bar or something at the end of a run somewhere? What's it called?
The log mark,
the log
mark, and the sitz mark, and the river cabin.
Yeah, we have bars all over.
Perfect.
It will keep you warm.
My kind of skill, yeah.
So the log mark is just a great little spot to hang out and have a beverage. But a log mark, for people not familiar with this, when they were timbering and lumbering, every log, they would take a big piece of metal that would have like a brand, and they would hit the end of the log with this brand, and that was called the log mark. So they would know when it went to be cut or to a different mill who got credit for the log. And they have a collection of log marks, actual log marks, hanging on one of their main beams. That I've never seen a collection of different log marks that's as extensive but that's where it gets the name. And it's got that northern Michigan feel. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really unique. I love that. Well, I feel bad, but I wasn't a member before, but all the times I've come to Gaylord, I've never come to the Otsego Club, so that's on my bucket list this year is to go and check it out. According to Polly, we're going to ski it. We'll see.
I'm less than a quarter mile from downtown. Come on.
Yeah. You are. You're right there. You're right there.
And you sing a little bit too, right?
I do.
What else do you sing?
I can bring, what do you want? Start spreading the news.
About Gaylord today.
Paul, you're next.
Right?
No. Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
Here we go.
Karaoke Sunday. Didn't know.
And if you're just tuning in, this is Behind the Mitten.
Call it and sing tune.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Well, Jerry, if people want to come up, plan a trip to Otsego Club. Sorry. We've been messing up everybody's name. Bob. If people want to plan a trip to the Otsego Club and maybe go skiing or maybe golfing in the summertime, where do they go for more information and check it all out?
You can always visit our local tourism bureau and convention center, but you can also come and visit us. Call us, or www.otsegoclub, OTSEGO club.com.
Awesome. Do you still have a lot of openings for the winter if people want to
we're open
weekends
to the public. Come
Come and check it out.
You can buy lift tickets online. You can make a room reservation online. You can stay there. They have 117 rooms. They're all unique and classic, and they're built for skiers. So they're a lot bigger, and there's room for your equipment. They're great,
that's nice.
Great lodging.
I love that. All right. Well, thank you so much for all the information. I can't wait to come and visit
problem.
the